Why term insurance is good and it shouldn't be ignored. Hi, I'm Laurent Meunier, and welcome back if you watched our videos before, and welcome for the first time if you haven't. In this video, I'm going to go over term insurance and why it shouldn't be ignored, as it has its own benefits that are separate from a permanent life insurance policy that we often talk about. I'll also talk about later how you can convert that into permanent policies down the road. So, what is term insurance? It's a much more affordable option that provides coverage for a set period of time. Common term insurance lengths are 10 years or 20 years or until you're age 65. And those term lengths usually line up with life events, things like a mortgage or, 20 years until your kids are grown up and can be independent. Now, why would you get this instead of permanent insurance? Well, number one, price. Maybe you don't have the funds currently to pay premiums for a whole life, as it's significantly more expensive than term insurance. Term insurance costs less because it only covers you for a certain period of time, which you could outlive, whereas whole life insurance has a guaranteed payout at some time, by the end of your life. Term insurance is useful for the time when you may need it. So say you just had kids, and if something happens to you or your partner, if the worst happens, then the other person still has bills to pay, groceries, car, school, soccer, hockey, whatever. Just like whole life insurance, the death benefit for term insurance pays out quickly and tax-free. So this means that your family in this scenario can use the money right away for whatever needs that they have. Another big feature of term insurance is that it's a temporary expense that only lasts for however long you decide to get it for. So of course there's some downside to be only temporary, after the term ends, and if you don't renew, then that insurance is gone. But you have options before that term ends. You can choose to renew it, or you can convert it into a permanent policy like a whole life. Those renewal premiums are going to be higher because you're going to be older. You'll be either 10 years or 20 years older, but also, your needs could change by the end of the term, and maybe you want another term, or maybe you feel as though, some of it can be a permanent policy. How do you convert it? How do you convert your term insurance into permanent life insurance? Well, there's a conversion period where you can tell the insurance company that you want to change all or part of your current policy into a permanent policy. The insurance company will run a quote at that time, and they'll let you know what the new premium will be for the new permanent policy. What's great is that most term policies are what's called renewable and convertible. So you can guarantee renew it or guarantee convert it without having to do any sort of medical exam or answer any medical questions. You can only convert your term policy to a permanent policy during this conversion period. So you want to talk to your advisor about when that is, because it's going to be different depending on the insurance company you're working with. Some allow conversions in the first 5 years or the first 10 years. Some you can convert anytime until the policy expires. So you want to talk to somebody and make sure you know. Again, converting to the permanent life insurance will have a higher premium because the permanent insurance is more expensive, and also you will be older by then. Now, not all term policies have a conversion option, but most do, right? Some insurance companies don't offer permanent insurance, so you can't convert those. We usually only work with companies where you have that option to convert later. Now, why might you change to a permanent policy from your term policy? Well, something that we talk a lot in the other videos is the cash value component of the life insurance. This is great, as you can tap into that cash value to invest or build or supplement retirement income in the future, right? Another reason is that you might outlive your term policy and your beneficiaries wouldn't receive that death benefit if that happens. The shorter the term, the more likely that you're going to outlive the policy. So if you're, say, 40 years old right now and you get a term for 10 years, well, statistically, you're probably not going to die by the time you're 50. But with permanent insurance, your family's guaranteed to get that death benefit one day, even if you live to 100 years old. A third reason is that you might have lifelong dependents. So you might have a child that has special needs or might be financially dependent. So this helps to create more of a safety net for them. Another, an unfortunate reason for switching, it might be that, some sort of health change has happened, and then renewing your term insurance or starting a permanent policy after the term expired might be unfeasible, or you could just be denied. So as long as you're within that conversion period, even if you develop a health problem, say you had a heart attack, you're still allowed to convert the policy with no change in your medical rating and no additional medical questions. You do also have alternatives to converting. So you could always purchase a new term policy, right? You'd have to go through underwriting again. You'd have to do the tests or answer questions, but you're probably going to save some money by going through the underwriting process again. Another thing you can do is what's called a ladder strategy. So this is a cost-effective way to meet your life insurance needs that would change over time. So this would involve purchasing multiple term policies that expire at different times instead of just taking out one big policy for your whole needs. So this takes advantage of the fact that your life insurance needs are going to decrease as you get older and ensures that you only pay for the coverage that you need at that time. Term insurance is the more affordable option compared to permanent insurance, and it provides coverage for a certain amount of time. It might be worth it to convert to a permanent insurance policy for your needs later, or you could use a ladder strategy, whatever you feel serves you best. The insurance is supposed to give you peace of mind, and it's supposed to relieve your stress. So whatever makes you feel that way, that is the right answer. That's it for today. We talked about some term insurance. We talked about conversions. We talked about re-underwriting if you want to get a new policy at the end. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, you can DM me. You can message us through the website. We're available on all the social platforms. But really where you want to go to safepacific.com. Send us a message there if this is something that you want to set up for yourself, or if you have questions, and somebody will get back to you within 24 hours during regular business days. That's it for me today, and I'll see you next time.